Yeah, so one thing that especially with how quickly things change at the airport, I try not to assign things good or bad.
Okay.
Like I'm not quick to label things as good as bad when hearing of things. I usually just try to any situation that comes towards my way, I try to take as neutral as a stance as I can. And I allow the situation to determine whether it's good or bad. And ultimately, even when the situation ends, I don't even label it as good or bad. I'm just glad that it happened. And I do it that way because I don't want to frame a moment as like bad and treat it as bad and try to come from a place of negativity and try to solve a situation out of that sense of like of that automatic frustration that comes from labeling things immediately as bad. And vice versa. I don't want to label things as good because I'm just my expectations are gonna be like, okay, this situation is gonna be great, by this, that, and then it ends up disappointing me. So it's really just managing my own personal expectations going into a moment, and that's why I don't like label things good or bad. Like example, right? There's plenty of things at work that come. Like, oh, we have a. Like, I used to do a lot of emergency stuff. There's a disabled aircraft coming in on the runway, right? We had an alert to potential aircraft emergency, right? And immediately people were like, okay, that sounds pretty bad. Like, like usually when people think of aircraft emergencies, they're like, okay, that's pretty bad. Like, yeah, I don't know about that, Clint. It's like I don't know how you can say that's not bad. But the thing is, I'm not saying it's bad, neither nor am I saying it's good. I just want to be neutral so I can really focus on solving the issue at hand. Because the only thing that I can benefit out of managing my expectations is really being able to solve it in a in an unbiased lens, but also I can just learn from it at the end. And whatever mistakes I can, whether it's good or bad, I can just straight learn from it. But that's why I like don't label things good or bad, no matter the situation. I really try to do everything as neutral as I
I think there's wisdom in that. It does remind me um it's like a proverb. I don't know like the actual origin. Like you probably you may have heard of it where it's like um this guy like this farmer finds like a wild horse and everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, like wow, it's so great that you just got a free wild horse." And then his kid like breaks his arm while trying to ride it. And they're like, "Oh my God, that sucks. Your kid broke his arm while trying to ride the wild horse." And every time they're like, "Yeah," it's like, "I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know if it's good or bad." Then the military comes and then they're like, "Okay, well, we got to draft this guy." And like, "Oh, the kid's got like a broken leg or whatever." So it's like, "Oh, like we're not going to take your kid." And they're like, "Oh, that's awesome. Like, isn't that great?" And he's like, "I don't know. Like, we'll see. Like, is it good or bad? I don't know." And then they won the battle and all the people came back and then they were all like they all had this glory and then they're like, "Oh, it sucks that your kid couldn't be a part of it because he broke his leg." He's like, "I don't know, like is it good or bad? I don't know." There are there are people who tell that proverb better, but I think it's interesting. It's the same kind of idea, right?
can.
Where it's you don't want to label something good or bad without seeing the consequences of it. Uh, but it sounds like you don't even want to label it good or bad even after the thing happens. You just said, "Oh, you're thankful for it," which I find
Mm.
interesting
I'm
because
thankful that it happened.
you're thankful that it happened. I find that interesting because like there's some things like that are just bad. Like
Yeah. Yes,
like
yes. Not to deter from things that are truly bad and malicious and such like that. Like those things should be called out as such, but any degree less than that, then I try to put it up as like a glass half full type of situation.